Good morning, viewers and listeners of Concerned Citizens Media. Thank you again for coming back. I always appreciate. Today is September 7, 2022. I have some news to share with you. So today I will start with an attack happened in uh, Oromo Community Mosque in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I will start with that briefing. Then I have a couple of other news to read. Then I will share a DC protest, pro-Abiy protest. These are the remaining core supporters. Not big number, but uh, these are strong supporters determined to stay with Abiy Ahmed. So they are protesting in, in DC. They did protest in DC in front of State Department, uh, against the United States, against TPLF and others who are fighting for the legitimate cause. So let's start with this briefing. This is an attack happened in Oromo community mosques in Minneapolis. This is I have seen the video. Uh, very determined guy. It looks like a hate crime, really. And this guy, he knows what time the prayer ends, if somebody's staying in that building or not. He got some inside information. I can just suggest, predict or say from the video the detailed description of how he entered the mosque and how he destroyed all the doors. He was, the suspect was a white man and still not caught, still at large. And if you guys know about this information, share it with the authorities so he can be captured and face justice. So let's listen what they say, and we'll continue the other videos and news items. There you go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ahmed Musa. I am a youth coordinator of Tawfiq Islamic Center. We're here today to respond to the attack that took on our beloved mosque over the weekend. We also have a few community leaders, religious here with us. With that, we'll start our press conference. First, starting off with a welcoming a Jelani from CARE.
Thanks everybody for being here today, and to the community for coming out. Minnesota's Muslim community is facing unprecedented amount of attacks against our mosques. This latest attack is the fourth of such incident involving a mosque in the state of Minnesota. To our data, this is the highest number we've ever seen in the state of Minnesota. This latest attack started around Sunday at 11:15, and this gentleman who came in, who appears to be a white male in his about 20s or late 20s or early 30s, entered the mosque through the back door using some sort of an equipment, and he began to destroy almost every single door he could find. He destroyed the entire offices. He vandalized the property. He went to both the lower offices and the upper offices. He was able to take some of the donations of the mosque as well. And he has caused extensive damages to equipment, furniture, among other things. While we know that incidents like this potentially look at vandalism and obviously burglary, but we also, at this moment, are not ruling out that this is a hate crime. not all hate crime leave behind a swastika, and we know that. And so we have obviously the mosque reached out to the Minneapolis Police Department. They are investigating this matter at the moment. And also, we are today asking for the FBI to also assist the Minneapolis Police Department in investigating this matter. This attack, as simple as it is an attack against all place of worship. This community is a community that's very thriving. This mosque is a place of worship. It's a community center. It is constantly visited and has been a good neighbor to the neighborhood here. This attack also puts a lot of pressure on our mosques today, and we are asking for our mosques to increase their security protocols as we have in the past, where we've been assisting mosques in the state of Minnesota to access some federal grants that have not been received yet. And so we're asking for the federal government to also expedite the federal security grants that have many of the mosques, including this mosque, applied for. We're also asking for state leaders to finally look us in the eye and recognize that hate crimes and targeting of places of worship has increased and is significantly impacting communities of color, the Jewish community, the Muslim community, and other community. And CARE is part of a coalition that has been asking for the state leadership to step up to provide the right resources for law enforcement, as well as the community to address hate crime in the state of Minnesota. As I came to the community here, just like many other communities, no one expects this type of an attack. But when it does come, the impact exists far beyond. We estimate the current damages to be over 50,000. The mosque is still assessing the damage and assessing also the donations that were taken from the mosque. Last night, we were preparing for today, and some of the mosque individuals saw someone who appeared to be the suspect returning back to the site. Unfortunately, we called the police department, and no one arrived for an hour. We waited an hour while potentially the suspect who came back to the site. This is, again, the reason why we believe that law enforcement in the state of Minnesota needs to be responsive to the communities that they're served, and specifically the communities of color. We're also asking for Minneapolis and other cities, as we have asked in the past, to upgrade their 911 call system as it relates to calls that come from soft target locations, including mosques and churches. When a mosque or a church call 911, regardless of what the incident is, that call should be elevated and the assistance should arrive immediately. This has happened across the state of Minnesota, including incidents involving even the Bloomington Mosque that was bombed. In many of these situations, they are seen as a property damage or something, and police take a long time. In fact, even my office at CARE Minnesota, a few years ago, when we had a threat to our mosque and to our staff, it took hours for the Minneapolis police to even show up and assess the threat. And so we're asking for that policy change. We're asking for more policy changes as well. The community has put together a GoFundMe to help assist with the recovery of this mosque. We encourage our greater family and the larger community, the allies, the neighborhood, to do that. We also are calling for all of the state officials to condemn this attack. White supremacy attacks have increased, and just because President Biden is in office and Trump is not in office does not mean hate crimes have gone away. In fact, they have increased, and the attacks against our communities are increasing. So we're asking for officials to condemn and take this matter seriously before loss of human life happens at any of these sites. And that is the worst day for any of us and a worst day for our community as well. So I'll turn it over.
Thank you. Next, we have Khalifa, Board of Trustee of Ethiopia Islamic Center.
What we use are tools to help students create a methodical approach to critically ill patient with time-sensitive needs.
Okay, that's a pro-Abiy demonstration in DC, which is organized by Naaman Zalek, Harmela, Aragawi, and others. So I will come to that one. So that is the press briefing on Tawfiq Mosque attack, by the individual. Probably he has inside knowledge about the donation boxes Uh, you know, so he is well prepared. I saw the building. It's a very huge complex, and the security doors are very strong. There is camera, but despite all this, he just destroyed a lot of doors and a lot of furniture, many things, and he's still at large, and he did what he did is an attack, the Oromo community in Minneapolis. And please, for further details, OMN, Oromo Media Network, has all this press briefing plus the details how this person get through all security doors and how he destroyed uh, the furnitures, the doors, and these donation bags, everything. So that's a hate crime. It's a hate crime, and this he targeted a soft target. The mosque has no security guard. He knows. He got inside knowledge. It's a lesson for those soft targets to be prepared. Not only just putting cameras, but to figure out how to fund a security guard who can watch their building 24/7 through donation or through government help. They have to figure out. So that the update, and please go to OMN for further detail, and stand with Oromo communities, Oromo Muslim communities in Minneapolis, and help on GoFundMe to replace all these damaged items, doors, and other furnitures, and stand with them, show solidarity with them. And that's all I'm going to say about this one. And I will come back to this pro-Abiy Ahmed protesters after I read a couple of news. So, long time ago, when Prime Minister came to power, the whole city could be covered by pro-Abiy protesters. Now you see just few core supporters, those who are don't want to give up on him, or who are benefiting from the system, who are enjoying the war happening, the civil war happening in Ethiopia. They are, saying a lot of stuff, and you will hear to it. I will show you a little bit some of the expressions, the slogans may be offensive, and especially Harmela Haragawi. She's very active for on a pro-Abiy propaganda. She has a TV show. She's working hard to save his seat, to save his power. She's from Tigray, but she doesn't care. She doesn't care, and she is well supported by pro-Abiy group. Thank you. Let's read a couple of news, then I'll come to this demonstration and one more video. This is Ethiopian Human Rights Commission report or statement on the 60 plus Oromo civilians killed in Agamsa in West Walaga area. Right Commission says militants from local neighboring Amara region responsible for recent massacre of more than 60 in Oromia. The Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, EHRC, released a new report confirming that more than 60 people from the Oromo community were massacred in western Oromia during the course of 2 days attack by armed men who gathered both from the local areas and those who crossed from the neighboring districts of the Amara regional state. Eyewitness who spoke to Addis Standard last week blamed Fano militants for the massacre. The report from the commission didn't mention Fano militants, a group of informal armed militia from the Amara region. However, Ethiopian Human Rights Commission's report confirmed that the massacre of the civilians took place from 30 to 31 August in Amuru district in Horro Guduru Wallagga zone in western Oromia. The injured victims and those of more than 20,000 displaced civilians who are currently sheltered in Abora town is of a matter of great concern, the commission said. The commission said it spoke with residents and government officials on the issue. The attack took place after the government security forces deployed in the area were moved to another area. According to the commission, following the killing of 3 people from the Amara community on 29 August by members of the Oromo Liberation Army, known by the government as OLF Shane, during an attempt to capture the Warada's capital city, Abora, militants who gathered from the Amuru Warada and Harro Addis Alam Kabale, as well as from Boru Warada in neighboring Amara region, attacked Oromo community members in Amuru Warada in Agamsa, Jog Miger, Tam Lamu, Jebo Doban, Tambe Danjeba, Jawad Gane, Lege Micha, Lukuma, and Wole Kabales, small districts on 30 and 31 August. Some names are difficult to read. In the course, if these 2 days attacks, more than 60 people have been killed, the commission said, adding it was also able to understand from the local residents and the government officials that more than 70 people were injured. Properties and cattle of the residents were also looted. Residents stated that there are still areas of danger among the Kabales that have been attacked and that more than 20,000 residents have been displaced, are in a difficult situation in Obora city, Ethiopia Human Rights Commission said. Thai report confirmed an eyewitness account given to Addis Standard by a survivor who said the militants stole over 5,000 cattle. We have nothing to say. The shops and even furniture was not spared. The militants loaded it onto their cars and left. In addition, the commission said that, according to information it collected from the residents, the security threat caused by the attack has not been resolved, and that there are concerns that similar attacks may be carried out in Jardega, Jarte, Kiramu, and Abe Dongoro waradas in the same zone. The commission called for immediate deployment of government security forces in the area where the attacks have taken place and to ensure peace and security in order to return the displaced residents to a stable life, as well as ensuring accountability through proper investigation. Dr. Daniel Bakala, Ethiopian Human Rights Commission Chief Commissioner, said that the Commission will continue to monitor the situation and is concerned about the tragic attack on civilians. Daniel also cautioned again that appropriate precautions should be taken during the redeployment of security forces from area where there are security threats, so that the rights to lives, physical safety, and property rights of civilians are not in danger. Credit at this standard. And this is Ethiopian Human Rights Commission established by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Still is not, is not silent. It was silent for a while, but after a push, now it's released a report. It was silent. According to some media outlets, the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission is pro-government and paid by the government. That's why when it comes to the issues of Oromo, it takes time to report. But still, we need to appreciate, taking the time and exposing what happened. But in a very smooth way and just friendly way, because it's a government commission. Now you see, he didn't mention the Fano militia, but so those who crossed from the other and as a revenge, because 3 Amaras killed before. So that it looks like just try to cover it up, and also it has to report it so it will not be blamed. So this is about Ethiopian National Bank new directives. These new directives and on amount of money you can take it, you can have in your hand when you go to Ethiopia or when you stay in Ethiopia, or if you want to get out from Ethiopia. This is some kind of tough restriction or directives. Let me read. National Bank of Ethiopia issues new directives tightening control over local forex market. This is written by Emmanuel Abarra Benson for Business Insider Africa. The National Bank of Ethiopia, NBE, has announced a set of new directives that would guide currency holding limits for both the country's local currency birr and foreign currencies such as the US dollar. A statement by the Apex Bank, seen by Business Insider Africa, said the directives became necessary to specify the conditions, limitations, and the circumstances under which an Ethiopian, residents of Ethiopia, and a non-resident or any other person may process and utilize foreign currency. According to the directives are the following. According to the new directives, visitors to Ethiopia may not hold more than 3,000 Ethiopian birr as they enter the country. You cannot carry more than 3,000 birr when you enter Ethiopia. The same applies to anyone leaving Ethiopia for any other country except Djibouti. So Djibouti is a special case, but if you are living in another country, maybe you cannot carry more than 3,000 birr. 3,000 birr is trash anyway. It's like a leaf, cannot buy you anything. Travelers from Ethiopia can carry as much as 10,000 Ethiopian birr to Djibouti. A little bit higher for Djibouti. Maybe the details are in the government why they allow 10,000 for Djibouti, but not 10,000 for the United States or British or Somalia. Foreign residents in Ethiopia who are entering the country from foreign countries must convert all foreign currencies in their possession to an equivalent sum in the birr through authorized forex bureau. Preferably, such individuals must deposit the foreign currencies into their foreign currency account within 30 days of entering the country. 30 days. Returning foreign residents possessing foreign currencies above $4,000 will be required to present a custom declaration more than 4,000. The same directives applies to foreign nationals of Ethiopian origin. If they plan to stay in the country for more than 90 days, then they must deposit all foreign currencies in their possession into their non-resident foreign account. Foreign visitors with more than $10,000 must present a customs declaration to deposit or convert the foreign currency to the local currency at any authorized forex bureau. People traveling out of Ethiopia may only be able to carry foreign currency with them if they can present time-stamped bank advice issued for the purchase of said foreign currency. The directives didn't mention modalities for foreign currency remittance and wire transfer. So they want to control the movement of money. That's why I can understand from here. They want to know where this money is going. As I understand, but this is new directives. So it is effective from September 5, I think. So African leaders criticize West for climate summit snub. African leaders have criticized wealthy nations for failing to turn up at a climate change summit in the Netherlands. The only Western leader to appear in person was the Dutch host, Prime Minister Mark Rutte. The Senegalese president, Macky Sall, said he felt bitter that the world's main polluters had failed to offer funds to help Africa adapt to global warming. The Congolese president, Felix Tshisekedi, said the continent contributed to the least to the climate change, but suffered its worst consequences. The Horn of Africa is enduring its worst drought in 4 decades, and several countries are on the brink of famine. Credit for this one, BBC. So that's all I have in reading. Let's see what these pro-Abiy protesters are saying. I have heard it. They're talking about they are getting tough on the United States just for attempting to settle Ethiopia's problem in a peaceful manner. So now they are trying to blame the United States. They are calling on the United States not to support TPLF or terrorists. That's what is there. It's a freedom. Still, we have to appreciate this. Is too much freedom in the America. That's the expression. I have the right to support him, but we don't agree with their support. People are dying. People are suffering. Ethiopians are suffering. Ethiopians are dying every day, and nobody's accounted for. The civil war is getting worse. Could be resolved in a peaceful manner, but how are we going to solve when these people are funding the war, supporting the prime minister? And so let's listen what they say, just a little bit. Then
ሲጀምር ጀምሮ አብሮኝ የሚቆም እንደሱ አይቻለው ብዙ ናቸው። ዋናው ነገር ምንድን ነው? ቲፒኤልኤፍ የዛን መጥፎ ቡድን መሪዎች ልክ ካስገባን በኋላ የትግራይ ህዝብንና ወገኖቻችንን ነፃ የምናወጣው ፍቅር በማሳየት ነው። የተሻለ ኑሮ በማሳየት ነው። ከቲፒኤልኤፍ የተሻለ ኑሮ ልናሳያቸው ይገባል። በዛ ነው ነፃ የምናወጣቸው። አላሰለቻችሁም?
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Like my brother said, I know this is
Harmala
after a long
Aragawi.
weekend, and some of you maybe have
She
to go to
is
work
very
after this or took off work. It's a
pro-Abiy,
big deal that you showed up. So first of all, let's just give all of you a round of applause for just showing up today.
pro-Abiy, anti-TPLF propaganda on her
even from
TV show.
our ጠላቶቻችን መማር እንችላለን. I learned a lot from TPLF activists. Even with the lie with them, they are annoying. I ask them. We don't have the same resilience sometimes, okay? It does not make sense to have the numbers that Ethiopians and Eritreans have and to be under the gun by this crazy group. We have to stay united. State Department, no more Iwadron. That means no more Nuwadron. Whatever they hate, we love. So we have to protect that. There's so many things that are happening inside the country. I understand that. Ethiopia and Eritrea Mahakal, so TPLF was in the position and as a wedge all of these years, and now what? Ethiopia and Eritrea are together. Zikin does that. There's a lot of things happening right now. So when things are happening on the ground in Ethiopia, it's not because I don't care. I just don't want that to be a weapon for the State Department, for the so-called U.S. foreign envoy who showed up last time, and 2 weeks later, after he took selfies in Tigray, TPLF started the war.
You see how she is talking?
Now he's going back to what? To what? Probably another selfie. So we have to be very clear. This is a failed foreign policy. We are Americans, and we have the right to demand something better for this country and for our native country. So we should be bold, we should be annoying with the truth on our side, and we should really, really protect our unity. I mean, I will do better if you promise to do better. We all could do better to make sure the infighting doesn't become a weapon for them. Let's try to handle a lot of our business offline when it's internal. And then when they need to hear it, let's do it online. Let's try to talk to each other first on the inside because they're watching. They're watching. So when there's an opening, they use it to hurt more people on the ground because they know we're going to react and fight with each other. So please, let's learn the game. Let's not continue to be tools because what more do we need to see from TPLF? It's either them or the rest of us. That's it. They've let us know. Right? All of these years that so many people here have been fighting way before me, and I honor you for staying in this fight for as long as you did, Nam and Kapat and Nagasi, all these people that I can't name. We've gone too far to let them take any more space. There is no more space for this ideology.
Yes.
They've killed too many people as it is. Nobody should open up a chair for these people. All of us here should be able to take up a chair. And if you can't take up a chair, have somebody replace you, but do not open it up for them to come in. This is a matter of survival at this point. I mean, how much more do we need to see in the last 2 years? You guys saw it well before I did in the last 20 plus years. So let's stay aggressive. Let's take breaks when we need to, but let's not give an opening to these people. So before we go to Nishinra Bishacho, we're gonna rally a little bit. If you could just repeat with me if you agree with what I'm saying. Let's get real loud.
Okay.
Loud until you get tired, and then we'll stop.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna say no more proxy wars. No more.
No more.
Proxy wars.
Proxy wars.
No more.
No more.
Proxy wars.
Proxy wars.
No more.
No more.
Proxy wars.
Proxy wars.
No more.
No more.
Proxy wars.
Proxy wars.
TPLF.
TPLF.
Is a terrorist.
Is a terrorist.
TPLF.
TPLF.
Is a terrorist.
Is a terrorist.
TPLF.
TPLF.
Is a terrorist.
Is a terrorist.
US.
US.
Stop supporting terrorists.
Stop supporting terrorists.
USA.
USA.
Stop supporting terrorists.
Stop supporting terrorists.
America.
America.
Stop supporting terrorists.
Stop supporting terrorists.
Stop supporting terrorists.
Stop supporting terrorists.
State Department.
State Department.
State Department.
State Department.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Secretary Blinken.
Secretary Blinken.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Secretary Blinken.
Secretary Blinken.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Ambassador Mike Hammer.
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 Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
USA.
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 Stop sabotaging Ethiopia's democracy.
Stop sabotaging Ethiopian democracy.
Stop sabotaging Ethiopia's democracy.
Stop sabotaging Ethiopian democracy.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
War on Africa.
War on Africa.
No more 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 proxy wars.
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 No more.
No more
Proxy wars.
proxy wars.
No more.
No more
Proxy wars.
proxy wars.
No more.
No more
Proxy wars.
proxy wars.
No more 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 proxy wars.
Stop supporting terrorists.
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 No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more.
No more
Proxy wars.
proxy wars.
No more.
No more
Proxy wars.
proxy wars.
No more.
No more
Media lies.
media lies.
No more.
No more
Media lies.
media lies.
No more.
No more
Media lies.
media lies.
No more 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 war on Africa.
No more war on Africa.
No more war on Africa.
No more
Okay, so just
USA.
repeating,
USA.
and that is
Stop supporting
that's a
TPLF
test of
terrorists.
pro Abiy
Stop supporting TPLF terrorists.
protesters in front of State Department, Washington DC, and as actively you can see Harmella Aragawi very actively fighting for Prime Minister. So that's enough, and
I'm going on 20 years of being in the U.S. Army. I enlisted back in 1999 with the goal of doing something bigger than myself. My parents are migrant workers. I'm very proud of my background and where I come from, but I did feel like I have a bigger purpose in life, and serving others is part of that purpose. and I get to do that in the U.S. Army. So I decided to...
Anyway, first, Kwasi Kwarteng, who has been confirmed as Chancellor.
Apologies
James Cleverly, the country's new Foreign
issue.
Secretary. Suella Braverman, Home Secretary. Ben Wallace remains in place, Defence Secretary. Well, Therese Coffey, her great ally, appointed the new Deputy
So these
Prime
are the new cabinets
Secretary.
for
Jacob
UK.
Rees-Mogg is the new Business Secretary. Delighted to be so. We caught words with him earlier. Brandon Lewis has been named Justice Secretary. Well, Nadim Zahawi, who began the day as Chancellor, is now a Cabinet Office Minister. Wendy Morton has been named Chief Whip. Penny Mordaunt, another one of those who stood in this election, the leader of the House of Commons. Kemi Badenoch, yet another contender for the role, appointed International Trade Secretary. Kit Malthouse, we saw him a short time ago, is the new Education Secretary.
Okay. So Liz Truss, the new UK Prime Minister, nominating her cabinet ministers. So you heard Harmella Aragawi slogans. It's a war against the United States. It's a war against Secretary Blinken and Mike Hammer. It is a disrespect. Really, it's a disrespect for the United States playing, to bring peace, stability for Ethiopians and in Ethiopia. Repeatedly, they call on the government side and the opposition side to come to the table, settle the issue. So I don't know why Harmella Aragawi and her group are blaming Secretary Blinken or Ambassador Mike Hammer and others, and insulting the United States effort. The United States is doing everything from financial contribution plus through diplomatic pressure to settle the issue since this war broke out November 2020. So what they are getting from this pro-Abiy group, insult, disrespect, and almost, considering the United States is like engaging with a terrorist or supporting the terrorist. So that's really a disrespect for the United States effort to settle Ethiopia's civil war in a peaceful manner. For the United States calling for diplomatic solution and, repeatedly the United States saying they respect, the Ethiopians coming together. They respect the Ethiopian border. They respect peace in Ethiopia. They want to end this conflict in a diplomatic manner. So they don't deserve insult, disrespect by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed organized protest or pro-Prime Minister. This is organized by Prime Minister core supporters, Naaman Zallaka, Harmella Aragawi, and other Abiy Ahmed team. So that is should be condemned. If possibly, counter protests should be organized against this group and against what's happening in Ethiopia. And they are talking about like no media lie. Who lies? Who lies? The Ethiopian media every day, and the Ethiopian officials, they lie. They lie, and they are not paying any price. That's why they are keep lying. And they're talking about proxy war. There is no proxy war. There is no proxy war. No more war on Africa. Nobody's waging a war on Africa. And the United States, they say the United States stop sabotaging Ethiopian democracy. Really? Harmella, There is democracy in Ethiopia. People are dying. People are calling for help, for accountability. People are dying every day, and nobody is accounted for. Journalists are detained. Politicians are detained, kidnapped by Abiy Ahmed undercover operatives. The court system is not working. What democracy she is talking about? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. But they like it. They will do everything as long as the prime minister is there. But we are against such kind of propaganda, such kind of support for the prime minister. The prime minister is failed Ethiopia, failed the country, and caused Ethiopians to bleed. He caused endless bloodshed in that country. And the system is failed. No court system is working. People are kidnapped. People are killed, burned alive in their own house. Looting is unimaginable, and nobody's accounted. Just somebody from Amara region or armed group from Amara region come to Oromia and loot, take away 5,000 cattle, burn the houses, and nobody accounted for. 5,000 is a big number, big, huge number. So she talking about democracy and blaming the United States. The United States is not sabotaging Ethiopian democracy. There is no democracy at all. And the United States is not waging a war on Africa or in Ethiopia. And the United States is not supporting terrorists. The United States against terrorists. So this is fake propaganda against the United States, and it is disrespect. It's a very disrespect for their service, for their all humanitarian aids they are providing to Ethiopians, and all diplomatic support they are, supporting. Diplomatic support, economic support, political support they are giving to Ethiopia. They don't deserve such insult by Harmela Haragawi and the Naaman Zaleka group or pro-Abiy Ahmed group. So that's all I'm going to say. And thank you for sharing your time with me. I will be back with other updates, news updates next time. So be safe. So long, everyone.